Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we're having here Davide Biocchi, trader of Directa. Thank you for your availability and welcome.
Thank you so much to you, and really welcome back also to all the people that are following us. Thank you.
Davide, please tell me what's your view on last trading week, because we just started the year. Which assets help you to profit? Which instrument costed you some money during last week?
Okay, so idea is generally that we need to split the market into two kind of situation. The first one is the risk on situation, in which let me say, big players, big actors in the market, they are more keen on buying stocks because there's a risk on situation. They buy stock, they appreciate taking risk, so they sell the bond, so they are taking the money out from the bond, they are selling gold, and they are probably selling yen as a currencies, in this case, we have a situation like the one that we have seen Thursday, Friday, or last week we had both two different situations. We can have situation of risk off. So when the managers, they do not want to take any kind of risk. In this case, they are buying gold, they are putting the money in the bond, parking the money in the bond, They are selling stocks and they are buying yen. Generally, this is the topic, this is the main topic. So in this moment, every time I'm in front of a market, I always try to see if we are in a risk on or risk off situation. In that case, I maybe can follow the trend, maybe I can personally buy the gold, maybe I can buy the oil, for example, like it happened last week, or I can sell these commodities and maybe buy some currencies or other one. So what happened last week was that I was really quite afraid by the situation that was going on with the Iran and the United States. And so I decided not to buy the stocks, and I decided to stay on gold and to stay on the oil, In the very beginning, this was quite successful, but later the situation changed in a certain way dramatically and very soon, and the market switched again in a risk-on situation. That creates to me some difficulties in trading, even if after one day it was very clear that everything was cancelled. Then some, let me say, words connected to some news flow connected to the Chinese going to sign the contract, let me say, the agreement with the US, was really giving a real boost to the stock market that increased a lot, especially in the US, going to post new maximum, so historical maximum. So in this case, I think this is the idea. And again, I told you that last week was in a certain way successful, and on the other side unsuccessful, because I started with one idea and I need to change my idea during the week. I always tell people that you must be chameleon to face this modern market, and especially in 2020, this is mandatory, it's a must to be a chameleon on the market. But every time we discover this situation, we know that human beings can react not as far as, for example, algorithm can do. So algorithms are faster in this decision-taking process than human beings, for sure.
You have mentioned risk-on sentiment. Do you think it is going to stay with us for a longer period of time? Did you spot any meaningful risk factors during last week?
Okay, it was very clear until the end of the past year that the situation was very, let me say, very risk-on. So you have a clear idea of the money coming out from the bond, and flowing to the stocks that were bought, let me say, volume traded, increased, and the market grew up. But what is happening right now is not really the same. So what we have is that we have some cash flow out from the bond, but we are not seeing so many effects on the stocks market, especially the European one, because if we look at the indices today, we see that they are a little bit negative or a little bit positive. Very fractional movement, but very poor traded volumes. So in this case, we have to ask, I wonder, where are the money coming out from the boom going right now? So we need to wait and to see, because we will have in very short term the central banks, both the Federal Reserve and the ECB. Then we will have the Brexit. Then we will have the final signature of the agreement. Then we will have some news from the impeachment of Mr. Trump. So all these things connected together can create market movers, okay? And I think that the market will wait a little before taking a decision. So we are not completely in a risk-on situation, even if we can see that the money are coming a little bit out from the gold after the 1,600 maximum was posted, and then money are coming a little bit out from the bond itself. So the idea seems to be clear, but we do not really have already seen the effects in the market. That's why I'm still waiting to take a swing trading position. I'm only trading, but the market are very poor in volatility during these days, and they are not offering such relevant opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have mentioned a couple of events, but I was going to ask you, is there any meaningful event, key market event you are waiting for particularly strong during this week?
Well, this week is not so
I can
full of
understand.
events.
So nothing particularly interesting during next couple of days, but I can see crude oil on your chart. What's your current view on this market?
Well, to be honest, as told, I think that this week we will not have such relevant macroeconomic scheduled data. The most of them will come next week with the central bank, as I told. On this week, I'm looking at the crude oil. As I can show you in the chart, the crude oil is moving, let me say, within this maximum and minimum, up and down. So previously, we suppose that 62 could be a resistance, but now we have to move this up and down, this, let me say, sideways, considering also $66 per barrel as a resistance, as we can see here. So the market is up and down, and we have two levels that can work as a support. The first one is more or less around the current price, so around $59 per barrel, and then we have 55, that is this other one. So I think that the dollar will move within this trading range, and I will trade this. So if I will see a reaction, I will go long again. If I will see a reaction on the present prices, because it will mean that the market can do again this movement, or if I will see this support, let me say, overtaken by the market, maybe the price can move again to $55. In this case, we have two potential trades for this week on this particular commodity. But I want to show you also the gold, that is again very interesting, because the gold, let me say, after let me be more detailed, okay? So what we had on the gold was that we had previously a trading range that had this kind of support or resistance, it depends, because it worked as a support here and as a resistance here and here, okay? But at the end, we had also this trend line, and the moment in which this price overtake the $1,480 per ounce, it was a real boost for the market. So the market moved up really strong, and now the price come back to the previous historical maximum, so 1,550. That is exactly where the price is still here. Okay, so any kind of reaction around this price can make the market going up again, or if it will be to the downside, we will probably see again the price of 1,520, let me say this price, may be hit by the market. So again, we have a possibility for a good trade this week. And I will focus this week on the commodities because I think they are more volatile than the stocks market that are quite flat within the last 2 days. I mean, Friday and today.
So let's stay within the commodities market borders. Gold right now is on its support zone, $1,550 per ounce. That's the current support. What about silver? Do you trade on the little brother of gold?
Well, I appreciate silver, but I prefer really so much trading on the gold. It's more liquid, and to be honest, I think that sometimes silver is following the gold, so I prefer to stay on the gold because the gold is more relevant. The impact of gold is more relevant. But I want to share with you also my opinion connected to the euro dollar, because if we go to this currency pair, what we see is that we are in a situation that is quite interesting. We have seen the market going up and down in the last period inside a channel, a very, let me say, a short downtrend channel. This is the channel, more or less, okay? And the market went up and down from this level, okay? And what is happening right now is that the price is moving between 1.12, that is this level, and let me say around 109 something, okay, that is more or less around here, and 110 or a little bit less, that is here. So if the price will remain into the channel, we will fastly see this price. But in case of overtaking of 1.12, we will see the market probably really fastly going to 1.14, that is here. So this is my analysis on the euro dollar that we will see within the next, let me say, 2-3 months.
Well, right now you're in hot Italy, I presume.
Yeah.
May I ask you, what's your opinion about FTSE Milano? Do you trade on your national index, or you are just giving up this market?
No, for sure I trade the Italian market, and as you can see, this is a very interesting situation because we are a little bit under a very important resistance. As you can see here, we previously arrived here in the very beginning of the year 2018, okay? So we are back again to this price, and you have to know that it's more than 10 years, starting from 2009, 2008, 2009, that our market is not able to overtake this level. And every time that we came close to this level, we came back for several thousands of points. So this is really interesting. In this case, we can expect the market not to remain for a long time around these prices. So what we can expect is really in a faster way that or the market will come back again. In this case, I expect this minimum around 20,000 points to be reached again. So this can be the movement. Or in case of overtaking this price, we will be in what I called the uncharted territories. So it's more than 10 years that we are not experiencing any kind of price over this level. And I think that in that case, we will fastly go like this. So the target can be more than 5,000 points up, around 30,000 prices. So in this case, we will see a very good movement. The price is very close to the present, to the current level. So we will see very soon which kind of direction our market will take.
And what's your personal opinion about current state of the market? What is needed for such a bull run you have mentioned?
Well, my opinion is that we have an environment right now that if we look at the macroeconomic data and all this situation, we are not able, in this case, to see why the market is moving up. So we have no reasons for that. Okay. On the other side, we have technical reasons connected to some cash flow of money that came out from the bonds market in general. Okay. And they went in the last part of the previous year on the stock market to buy stocks. Okay. So if this trend will continue, we will see the market overtaking this, and then the job will be done by itself in a certain way. And to be honest, I strongly support this idea, but this is not only because I am a trader, but because I would like these things to happen. On the other side, if we look at the situation connected to the not so good economic situation in Europe, especially for Germany, okay, and if we look at the news flow that this morning was telling us about the possibility that Trump will add some taxes connected to goods that, for example, Italy connected to food and so on, that we can deliver to US. In this case, this is not a good news, especially for Germans that maybe can receive more taxation on the cars. So this is not so good, and this is why probably after a good start this morning, the stocks market are not performing good. I know these are only fractional movement, but they are all going down a little. Okay.
Davide, unfortunately, we are running out of time, so I would like to thank you for your input, for your valuable comments.
Thank you so much to you too, and see you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Exactly, and have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Ciao, ciao.